for this year's... I'm one of the organisers for this year's School Strike for Climate protest. The other one, Dean, is the purple hair, somewhere in the back of the crowd. We're gonna start pretty soon, so I'm gonna ask you all to make your way to the front of the town hall here. Clump up so we look bigger. Looks better in the media photos. Hold up your signs. It's great to see so many young people out here today taking a stand for climate action. We've got some wonderful people from Renewables Not Gas, from the action around that. There's a stall with badges. They're an amazing fashion statement, as you can see from my hat. If you want to buy some badges or buy some green left or something, there's a stall down there. Well, this is a bit intimidating for me because I've never run a protest before. So I'm sort of been largely winging this with some help from Dean and some other more experienced organisers. But we're all here today, or at least I am. I'm not sure. Some of you could just be skipping school. But at least for myself, I'm here today to take a stand at the destruction of our planet on behalf of corporations and of governments who show absolutely no care for the future or for the impact their actions will have on future generations. The greed of these companies and these governments, motivated solely by a desire to make money, is destroying forests. It's tearing up landscapes. It's throwing thousands of people out of their homes as a result of waste, as a result of violence, and as a result of the instability many of these companies create in the regions they operate. And there's no care. In 10 years, in 20 years, 100, they show absolutely no care or interest in what will happen to the people that will come after them. And I'm here, and I know at least some people are here too, because in 100 years, I don't want coral reefs and forests, fields and clear skies to be something that's seen in a history book. 100 years from now, I want the people that will come after me to experience clean air, oceans filled with fish and life. I want them to experience a climate that is better than the climate we live in today. The future of our planet, the future of humanity, is not for sale. And we stand today against the murder of our planet and the destruction of our future. We fight today so that any generations that come after us know what a healthy and strong planet, what a clean climate looks like. So in 100 years, future generations will hear how we stood for the climate, how we fought for the clean air they will enjoy, for the verdant forests and green jungles they will enjoy, for the oceans filled with fish and bright coral they will swim through. I'm not fighting for myself. I am fighting for every single human being who will ever exist on this planet, and for their right to a clean climate and a clean earth. I might be young, and I might be waffling on a bit because I enjoy talking. But I know my principles. I know how I want future generations to remember people like me. I know the kind of stuff I want future generations to learn about. 40 years ago, 50 years ago, students, young people like me, protested against the Vietnam War. And they won. 40 or 50 years after today, I want future generations to read about how we won, about how we fought, about how we marched, and about the gains we won for them. And I want them to remember the shame Scott Morrison and every government on this earth should experience because of their climate inaction. I want them to condemn the corporations, the individuals, the wealthy and the powerful who believe selling off our future and our planet is a worthy exchange for their own prosperity. My future isn't for sale, not without a fight at least. And I hope every single student and every single supporter here today shares that belief. And if anyone else wants to talk, there's currently an open mic. We have one person here.
My name's Sari. I'm 12 years old and the planet is something I'm really passionate about. I have a few statements to say. Adults don't always see the world us kids do because many adults, including the government, are focused on money and profits. They care about businesses and that's what they think keeps this world running mainly. But while they're doing that, our planet is dying and they're saying everything will be fine by 2050. By the time it is 2050, it will be too late. Our planet will be dead, which is why my generation is going to have to fix everything. So we are going to make this world a better place. The way people are treating this world is like we have a second planet ready to go. But what we do really have ready to go is another government. Now, I am not a violent person at all, but when our planet is involved, I make no exceptions. Scott Morrison shall be buried alive under all of this coal and plastic he is producing. Thank you.
I'd like to invite our next speaker, Emily, up.
Hi, so first off, I'd like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional land of the Wadawurrung of the Kulin Nation. We pay respect to the elders both past, present, and also to emerging leaders. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Hi, my name is Emily, and I recently became a high school student. So, despite the changes in all our lives, we still face this predicament called climate change. Now, I'd assume you'd all know what the definition of climate change is, but I'll go over it anyway. The dictionary says it's a long-term change in Earth's climate, and I'll give it that. But do you want to know my definition? Fossil fuels being sent into the atmosphere because the government keeps encouraging and paying for mining companies to take over, and I say shame on them! Shame! So, as you might know if you watched the news, we've recently had those terrible floods up north, and who would have thunk it? They were caused by climate change. Didn't know that? So, because of those recent floods, they had a donation to Red Cross appeal on the TV. And on the TV, I saw our idiotic Prime Minister telling us to be supportive and help those in need. And I was really confused because I'm quite sure that when we had those devastating fires, Scott Morrison was in Hawaii.
This is just another example of our lazy government and their stupid decisions on how to rightly rule our country. So, to save our planet, we don't just need solar panels and more recycling. We also need a system change. A change in the government. Because right now, our situation is so disastrous that unless our generation fixes it, we will all be dead soon, along with our planet. Thanks for listening.
The mic is still open. If there are any, if there are any, if can emphasize. Okay. Okay, it's been adjusted. No. Yes. We currently have a representative from Renewables Not Gas, whose campaign against, which is a campaign against building a gas terminal in Private Bay.
Can you all hear me?
It's the battery issue.
Yeah, might need cheese.
If that doesn't work, we always have this.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, okay. Can you all hear me if I don't use this? Yes. Okay. You guys all know that we can't afford any new fossil fuel projects. You all know that gas is not a transition fuel, that we have renewable energy, it's cheap and it's available right now. But unfortunately, Viva Energy here in Geelong, they haven't quite got the memo. They are proposing to build a massive new gas import terminal just outside the refinery. It's going to be some of the ships, there'll be 40 ships coming into our bay each year delivering huge amounts of gas. They're meant to be 3.5 kilometres away from residents. That's what happens in the rest of the world. Port North Shore is going to be within 250 metres of these ships as they come into the bay. Queenscliff and Point Lonsdale are also completely inside the 3.5 kilometre zone that should be kept around these ships. Gas is dangerous. It also has a huge climate impact. It leaks from pipes called fugitive emissions. It's going to be imported from who knows where. It could be coming from Dubai, it could be fracked gas. And the reality is we don't need any more gas. We have great alternatives in heat pumps, in induction cooking. We need to get our houses off gas. We need to get all new developments off gas. We shouldn't be putting gas into any new homes. It's going to cost everyone money. So what we need everybody to do is we need everybody to sign our petition. It's on our website. We need you to come to the rally next week because you need to show the government that this is unacceptable, that they cannot approve this project. The project's currently being reviewed by them and the comments end, the opportunity to make a comment ends on the 11th of April. So you need to keep that date in your mind, and if you haven't made a submission by then, you're too late. We're hoping to, we're running some workshops starting next week where you can come. It's really quick, it'll take about an hour. You can write a really great submission in that time and submit it in the workshop. So you can write a submission that the government cannot ignore. Thank you so much for coming out today, and please think about signing up to the petition and stopping this stupid terminal that we do not need.
Well, I'm not too sure. Do you guys want to speak? We've got some more speakers. Talk loudly.
Hello. I'm Montana.
Is it working?
Cool. My name is Montana, and this is Lauren and Mia. And Lauren and I are sustainability leaders at Clonard College. I've always been super passionate about the environment, like growing up near the ocean. I've always had the will to protect it. And I think now it's even more important. I want to start by saying we shouldn't be here today, but because our governments aren't doing anything, we are, and we have to be.
Talk louder.
You just need to shout. Shout.
Just shout. Shout into it.
We shouldn't be here today, but our governments aren't doing anything, so we have to be, and we have to work towards change. So, yeah. At school, I'm the perfect student. I study, I get my work done, and I have a healthy relationship with my peers and teachers. When I get home, things start to unravel. I watch the news stories about our government's latest disgrace and some politicians' new support about a coal mine. I watch as increased national disasters take innocent lives. I watch as the earth dies in front of me. Then I go to bed, and in the morning I cast another smile on my face before revisiting the horrors of the world again. Sometimes it's so tough that I have to question myself. Why do I care? Why am I doing this to myself? Why do I keep putting so much effort into a future I might not even have? But even with all this stress and anxiety, I forge on. I walk up that incredibly steep hill for the minuscule chance that I'll be able to see the sunrise. I need to know that there's still light out there in this expanse of darkness. There's 100 seconds until midnight. The stakes are higher than ever, and the world is willing to gamble my future and our future in hopes of winning it big in the short term. I used to believe there was good in humanity, but the ticking of the Earth's biological clock is louder than ever, and we're still all sitting on our asses, the politicians at least. And we just need big, bold climate policies. We know what we need, and we need to get it now. We can't keep putting things aside in favour of something else. Like, this is happening now. We're seeing it now, and climate action is needed now, and we also need societal change. This is why these rallies are so important. They connect all of us. We feel a passion. It's good to know that people out here still care. So thank you all for coming and giving me the chance to speak.
I'd also like to say, with regards to doing something, there is another rally next Saturday, April 2nd, against the gas terminal in Corio Bay. It's going to be massive. It's been in the planning for over a month, I think. And it's a big, big action that is going to be taken. The gas terminal's already been stopped where they originally wanted to put it, so they've moved it here because the people didn't want it. And they'll have to move it somewhere else because we don't want it. What do we want? When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate action! When do we want it? Now! Dare to struggle! You must know that one. Dare to struggle, dare to win. Right, again. Dare to struggle! Dare to win! Dare to struggle! Dare to win! What do we want? Climate action! When do we want it? Now! Good. Sorry, first timer. But, so, we're going to have a little bit of a march. Do you guys want to have a march, by the way? Yeah. You guys want to walk? We're going to go down that way. We're going to march, and we're going to chant. You guys ready? What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. Dare to struggle. Dare to win. Dare to struggle. Dare to win. What do we want? When do we want it? Also, feel free to take a placard from the town hall. There are plenty of free ones. Tell me what democracy looks like, and then this is what democracy looks like. Okay, guys? Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. What do we want? When do we want?
Maybe you should get a extra plate.
Hey Tommy, we're heading towards Just June.
Seriously though, we have 2 hours left to school.
He's a very willing supporter.
Yeah.